Folks, welcome back. Do you guys remember, those of you that have been here with me for a while, 2-3 years ago, when we used to get literally laughed at, made fun of for taking our hard-earned money and putting it in to a child's card game, a sealed box of trading cards. And everyone would make all these videos on how it's not an investment, it's not an asset. You guys are all stupid. You're all buying into this crazy pandemic pump and dump with the Logan Pauls and the free money from the government. None of this stuff is ever going to be worth anything ever again. It's all overprinted garbage. And those of us that stayed the course, we took all the hate and the mocking and we just kept doing so and said, well, I'll go down with the ship. And now it's come full complete circle and all of those people are now gone. They're no longer laughing, right? Now it's turned into being demonized for owning this product because you took that risk. You took all the ridicule, the mocking, not an investment, it's not an asset, all this stuff, and it worked out. And the cycle will continue again and again. But I wanted to talk about this notion that everything's a big manipulated pump and dump bubble because people don't think about the long-term effects of manipulation, right? You can very clearly point to times in the stock market where things were manipulated. You can obviously point to the whole GameStop, AMC, all those kind of stocks going straight up and then straight down, right? You can talk about all the SPACs on the stock market that had some straight up, straight down movement. You can talk about a lot of the, the shit coins in crypto that go straight up and straight down and the rug pulls and all the, crazy words people want to use, right? But here's the thing with Pokemon. Everyone consistently says every single day, week, month, and year that it's manipulated. If they throw this word around like it's candy, like manipulation, and they never even think about what they're saying. Guys, if this was all manipulated, why do we have boxes that go back 3 years, 5 years, 10 years, 20 years that are still holding their value and having consistent sales? Why do we have singles and slabs that are having consistent sales and holding their value through bull markets, through bear markets, through flat markets? And yes, there's ups and downs, but we don't see the straight up and straight down crashes. Why do you think that is? Could it be this isn't a manipulation scam? Could it be this isn't a pump and dump? Could it be there's just more people out there than you realize that actually see value in this stuff? And even though you may only see value in, traditional investing, I invest in stock markets, I invest in real estate, I am a crypto bro. And because we see value in Pokemon and enough other people around the world do too, and that's why it still continues to be sold even after it's out of the limelight for the flavor of the week set or card. Why is this so hard to accept? Why is it so hard for you to accept that even though nobody's talking about Vivid Voltage anymore, it's rising in value? Why is it so hard to accept that no one's talked about Sword and Shield Base since it was probably released? And have you seen this lately? It's in like the mid 400s now, right? That was like a $300 box a year ago. You made 50% on your money even after it was already a $300 box. By the way, even after no one talks about it, no one's pumping Sword and Shield Base. By the way, after there's barely any cards to hit in it, it's rising based on age and scarcity. And people will use these random, data points like, Alex, you can't tell me the Drowsy in Scarlet Violet Base is not manipulated. I'm not telling you that. I think there's a part of people that are probably trying to make a play on it, a buyout, if you will. There's others that actually want the card and have finally, come back and seen the card and really want it. There's part of people that want to make a grading play on it because the margins are so great. There's a lot of reasons, but yeah, I'm willing to say there's a level, right? A small level of manipulation in that. But if it was all manipulation and nobody actually wanted the underlying asset, which is the Drowsy, it would drop all the way back down to its old lows and sit there because the money train was over. The reason Pokemon continues to perform even after the ups and downs is because people organically actually want to collect the cards. Simple as that. These are collectibles. People want them, right? Even though people like me and probably a lot of you watching these videos see opportunity in them, and we do invest in them because we know a lot of people are going to continue to want these in the years to come. And as soon as the market gets all scarce and not as many sellers are out there, the buyers are going to be willing to pay more because they want to get their hands on it before it's all gone. Just because there's those of us out there does not mean there's not millions of people out there who just want the freaking stuff. They've got money to spend, even though if others out there don't have a lot of disposable income, they're going through rough times. Not everybody is. There's a lot of people out there with a whole lot of money, way more than me, way more than you, and they just want to spend it on things they enjoy. Sue them, right? Some people want to buy yachts. Some want to buy supercars. Some want to buy, condos on the beach. These people want to buy collectibles. You see freaking videos of, sheiks over in the Middle East that open up these giant vaults, and they've got every collectible, known to man. They've got freaking Superman comic #1s. They've got, sports cards, Pokemon cards. They've got, memorabilia. They've got, whatever it is. I mean, you could name anything. They've got it. They've got money to do anything they want, and they want to spend it collecting. And I think this is the part where we lose a lot of people, because anyone that doesn't have, I guess, that collecting bug and then that collecting gene, they see it as like, it doesn't make any sense, Alex. I could use the money to go on a vacation. I could use the money to buy myself, a home upgrade, that's great. Do that. You go use the money how you see fit in your life. These people are using their money how they see fit. And the fact that you disagree with that is null and void. It's meaningless, right? No one cares what you think about how they spend their money. And the fact is, a lot more people are probably going to continue to spend their money this way as collectibles become more of a part of people's lives, and as the price points and the success in them continue to rise over time, because they become more trusted. As much as everyone wants to say, Alex, past results don't dictate future results, doesn't matter, right? Because they do. They do to an extent, as in people will see the years and years and years of sustainable growth, and they take that as confidence that it'll continue. And even though it's not guaranteed, it makes it much more likely the more and more data points you stack up over the years and years. And that's where we're at in this hobby, guys. That's why when people yell manipulation about everything, it just shows me they're very ignorant to the market. They're very uneducated on collectibles and trading cards. And they're probably newer to the hobby, and they're just like trying to, use talking points they've seen in some, video that they've seen out there, or some Reddit thread that they were a part of. When in fact, sure, there are buyouts that happen. There's manipulation that happens on certain things. But if it was only about the money, if it was only a small group of people manipulating it so they could pump the price and then dump it all, when they dumped it all, it would go back down, right? It wouldn't come back up. It wouldn't stabilize at a higher low. You wouldn't have an intense amount of sales at the high prices, because who's buying them at the high prices? Answer me that. Who is buying the drowsy right now? The consumers. The pump and dumpers aren't. The manipulators aren't, right? They bought it when it was low and sent it high. They're selling to the people up here. Who's buying it? The consumers. And when it drops to a higher low, who's going to buy it there? The consumers. Maybe other people like me, investors who want to make a play on it, think it's going to do well in the future, whatever it may be. Maybe card graders who still see a huge opportunity in grading the card and realizing that margin if they can hit a 10, whatever it may be. But there's just so much more to this ecosystem here than just, Alex, anytime a price goes up, it's got to be manipulation. Or, my favorite one is, when this bubble's really growing, man. When this bubble pops, what bubble? What bubble? The bubble popped in 2021. If you guys don't remember that, just go on YouTube and just look at videos from 2021 to 2022. Every Pokemon YouTuber, everyone who hates on Pokemon investing was saying, the bubble popped, you're losing all your money, blah, blah, blah. All the Sun and Moon and XY products, for the most part, are all higher than they were in 2021. If it was all just a manipulated pump and dump and everything crashed, why are they all higher than they were then? And why didn't they crash more than 10, 20, 30% from their all-time highs? And then we, heard the Sword and Shield bubble. Oh my gosh, all this stuff's overprinted. None of this stuff's going to go up. It's all manipulated. How long can it be manipulated for? Was it manipulated when it went from 100 to 150? Is it manipulated now? Is it going to be manipulated in 3 years when all these boxes are likely 300 to 500? When Evolving Skies is 2,000 to 3,000? At what point does the manipulation train end and people just accept, wow, there's actually a lot of people out there that see this stuff having that much value and are willing to pay their hard-earned dollars to have it in their possession, to put it on their shelves, to enjoy it. The same way you hang a piece of art on your wall to enjoy it. The same way people will own classic cars, and some of them never drive them. They'll just put them on on a rack or on a showroom and just have it spinning around so people can come in and look at it because it's a collectible. It's a collector's item. And this happens. I mean, you have people who own hundreds of Rolexes and they just keep them in a safe or they'll put them on display and, I never wear that one. Why? It's a watch. It's meant to be used, right? No, I just keep it as a display piece or whatever, as a collection piece. This happens in every aspect of life. And this idea that just because you feel that they're not an asset or they're not an investment or there's too much of it out there or, you shouldn't put money in a child's trading card game. Look, you can have all the opinions you want and I'm not even going to hate on them. Your opinions are just as legitimate as my opinion. The only problem is the market says what the price is. And if the market says today the price is $100 and in 3 years the price is $200, well then one of us is going to be right. And we can both have our own opinions on if that should be or shouldn't be, but it's likely going to continue to happen again and again and again because unfortunately, the largest portion of this market is not manipulation. There's targeted buyouts here and there. There's people who attempt to manipulate prices here and there for their own financial gain, but the prices would not hold up over the long term, over the years and years and years if it was just manipulation. Right? You would see similar things happen that you do in other assets that pump, dump, and then never rise again because it really was all about the money and there wasn't an underlying asset that people actually wanted. So that's my take on what's going on right now, guys. Take it for what you will. Subscribe if you're not. Be back in a new one soon. I'm out.